Hey, welcome to Save Our Shoulders. I want to help you understand your shoulder blade and shoulder joint and its relationship with the rest of your body. So let's get started. There are 6 movements that your shoulder makes, and I want you to examine them to feel what is working and what isn't working, or what you didn't even know wasn't working, or what was working and you didn't know about it. More data helps you make better decisions about your body. The first motion we're going to experience is called shoulder flexion. Here we take an arm up overhead. So let's try the right arm first and see how the right arm comes into shoulder flexion. Again, don't force it, just see where it goes naturally. Okay, and then try the other side. So left side, lift the left arm. Is there a little bit smoother range of motion there, or is it a little sticky? It's not a big deal. So just remember what that's like, or you can write it down. The next motion we're going to explore is shoulder extension, which is usually about 45 to 60 degrees. Here we take the arm back behind us. So try the right arm first, taking that right arm behind you. Just a few times, just move it back there. Feel what happens to you. And now let's try the other side. Often I put my hand on the front of my shoulder to just limit my shoulder from poking forward when I do this, so I can keep my shoulder blade in a better position when I move my arm into extension. Good. And then try both arms at the same time going back. That's an interesting exercise as well. So often with the body, we want to do one side, then do the other side, and then do both sides. So it helps the body learn to do one side, the other side, and then both sides at the same time. So that's shoulder extension. All right, so the next movement we're going to make is called shoulder abduction. So it's where the arm is drawn away from the body and it goes to around 150 degrees. And then bring it down. So do that a few times. Feel how your arm moves in that plane of motion. Here you don't want to take your arm behind you. You want to have your arm slightly out in front of you so that you can see your fingers through the sides of your eyes. So the outer corner of the eye should be able to see the hand as it comes up and goes down. Good. So that's the right side. Let's try the left side. So you can turn your palm forward as you lift your arm up into shoulder abduction and then lower back down. You want to make this movement as smooth as possible. Just feeling that. Is it the same on one side as the other? Can you see your left hand with your eyes as you lift and lower it? Good. And then both arms at the same time. Again, palms facing forward. And what that does is it helps to externally rotate the shoulder joint and it creates better movement in the shoulder socket. All right, that is your shoulder abduction. Now, shoulder adduction, which is where we take the arm across the body, should be about 30 degrees. So I'm going to bring my arm across my body, feel what it feels like, then back to center, and then across my body, and then back to center, and then across my body. That's my right arm done. Let's do the left. So bring your left arm up to parallel to the floor, and then cross it across. I'm much more restricted in this one, at least it feels stiffer. And you want to be able to do this without your rib cage turning. So you're just moving the arm and the shoulder blade as you bring the arm across your body. Now let's try it with both arms. This is interesting because your arms are going to have to do 2 different things. They're going to have to cross. So do it that way and then do it the opposite way. So I'm letting my arms cross one way, and then the next time I do it, I cross the other way. And this in itself is a lovely exercise for getting a little bit more mobility in the shoulder capsule. All right, and then bring your arms back down. So we've done flexion, we've done extension, we've done abduction, taking the arm away, we've done adduction, bringing the arm back. Now we're going to do internal and external rotation. Shoulder external rotation. It is one of the secret sauce movements of the shoulder joint. that and internal rotation, and we lose strength in those two ranges generally, and those affect the other ranges. So let's test out your shoulder external rotation. Bring your arm up into a goalpost position. Your elbow is slightly in front of your chest, not pulling back like that. And notice if you can keep a 90-degree in your angle in your elbow and where your arm joins your torso. Your forearm should be parallel to the wall behind you. Now you may have something that's a little bit more like this, so it means you have some restriction in your external rotation. Restriction or weakness, both are the same thing. Okay, so let's do that. Let's bring your arm back into a robot arm, which is where your forearm is parallel to the floor, and then go back into the external rotation. Try that a few times. Think about having a heavy shoulder blade here. Reaching out through the elbow. All right, and bring that arm down. Yeah, those muscles tend to get very stiff and weak. So let's try the left side. So bring your left arm into that goalpost position. Again, don't take your elbow back farther than your torso. It should be slightly in front of you. And just notice if you've got that 90-degree bend in the elbow, 90-degree bend in the shoulder joint itself. And is your forearm parallel to the wall behind you? You can also do this lying on the floor. I mostly do this lying on the floor, but this is a better way of teaching you. So let's do that where we come back to the robot arm and then back up. And robot arm and back up. And robot arm and back up. Good. And then bring your arms down by your sides. Let's try it with both arms. Bring your arms out into that goalpost position, and you're going to come into robot arms and then to your goalpost arms. Robot arms, goalpost arms, robot arms, goalpost arms, and then bring your arms down by your side. Now, we're going to do internal rotation. An internal rotation can be 70 to 90 degrees. So often people don't have as good an internal rotation as they do external rotation, but that may not be your case. We're gathering data right now. So internal rotation is the opposite goalpost. The goalpost goes down. So bring your elbow out in front of you, make your bend in your elbow, and just see how far, if you can bring your forearm parallel to the wall behind you. I'm more limited in internal rotation, at least on my right shoulder. So I go back to robot arm, and then I push my arm back without letting my shoulder pop forward. So I put my right hand on the front of my left hand on my right shoulder blade and push back. All right, and try that one. So I'm quite limited in my right shoulder internal rotation. If I work at it, I'm much better. Let's try the other side. So left arm into that upside down goalpost position. Put your right hand on the front of your left shoulder, and then lift your forearm into that robot arm, and then drop it, lift the elbow. And do that movement a few times, and just notice the stiffness maybe in your shoulder. Don't force it. We don't force these movements because we don't want to damage the joint. We're doing them as an exploration. So let's do robot arms, external, internal rotation. So we're going to come into our robot arms, elbows out to the sides, and then come into your goalpost, external rotation, and then go into internal rotation. External rotation, internal rotation, external rotation, internal rotation. Bring your arms down by your side. You did a great job. So knowing these movements will help me cue you better in the exercises that are coming up. So they're a map. I've given you a map to your shoulder movement that will really help you in the upcoming exercises that we're going to explore with Save Our Shoulders, and hopefully we'll save our shoulders. All right, my friends, we'll see you in the next video.